Nobody needs you to advocate for how difficult it is to use gender-neutral pronouns. Nobody said that the gender binary was f***ing easy. These are not my preferred pronouns. These are my pronouns. You will use them, or you will not refer to me. At all. If you misgender me by mistake, fix it and move on. I don't need your elaborate apology. I don't care how many times you say sorry. Just don't do it again. Moreover, if someone else misgenders me, it is never your job to tell them that it's okay, 'cause it isn't. I get it. The discussion of the gender spectrum confuses you, and that's fine. But if you don't know anything about it, don't fucking speak on it.
There are non-binary people. There are trans men who lactate. There are those who go by he, him, different pronouns. It's just inclusive to everybody. It is not hurting cis women to say chest feeding, but it does hurt those who go by other pronouns to continue to say breastfeeding, especially if they have body dysmorphia.
What's something you own that you don't ever plan on using?
My uterus. Because and I mean this with all disrespect, them kids.
Cupiosexual people may decide to have a sexual relationship despite not feeling sexual attraction while others don't. Both are completely valid and communication is key.
What are your preferred pronouns? They, them. Oh, I've never heard those before. What are they? They're what's known as neopronouns. What are neopronouns? They're basically your own custom pronouns. When no other pronouns seem to fit, you come up with your own pronouns. Anything can really be a pronoun. Oh, how do I use them? It depends on the person and their pronouns. They, them follows a similar spelling to they and them, and even similar grammar rules like there and there. So they, them, themselves, theirs, things like that. Oh, okay. And there are other neopronouns you said? Well, yeah, because they're customizable. Anything can be a pronoun, really. Oh, I didn't realize that you can customize your own pronouns. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I just came up with new neopronouns that combine he, him, she, her, and they, them, okay? So hear me out. They, them, theirs, okay? They, them, their, whatever you want to consider it, right? Let's take the first one, the, okay? This combines she, he, and they, right? They. The. That's what these said, you know? That's what they said. Next, we got them, right? Okay, so them, we got, that's just combining them and him. Them. You know? I went to a movie with them the other night. Last one, theirs, okay? It's just like theirs, but like also like hers. Theirs. That jacket's theirs. Yes, this just sounds like they, them pronouns, but with the new ultra-scientific method, we have them so they've combined he and she as well. Everybody gets you with the, them, theirs today, yeah?
Tips on how you can be a better intersex ally. When it comes to inclusive language, oftentimes people tend to use phrases like people with penises or people with vaginas rather than saying male and female or men and women. While this can absolutely be inclusive for trans people, unfortunately it's not always the most inclusive language for intersex people. My advice is to use language that focuses on function and not just form. That means focusing on the actual function that you're talking about, such as people who can get pregnant, people who can get other people pregnant, people who are at risk of testicular cancer, and so on and so forth. This is much more inclusive because there are intersex people who are born with a vagina but don't have a uterus or ovaries or an ability to menstruate. This is because some people that are born with a penis don't have testes. So it's much more inclusive to say what you actually mean than it is to use language that works around that.
I'm trying to phrase this nicely and I can't yell, but I want to. So, Black people and people of color in the queer community aren't seen by white queers as queer as they are. On almost every occasion where I've been discussing my queerness or my experiences with queerness with white gays, they speak to me in a condescending way and they treat me as if I am a straight person imposing on a queer subject because they don't see us as queer as them. Queerness is seen as something that is white and a way to compare oppression, and it's used to compare oppression. So it's impossible for white gays to see us as gay as them. The LGBTQ community has been used as a front to hide racism or to excuse racism. Do research on Black queerness, please.
Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Watermelon sugar pride. Watermelon sugar pride. Watermelon sugar pride. Watermelon sugar pride. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Non-binary, gender fluid, trans men and women too. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We're black, we're white, we're Asian too. We're every color of the rainbow. We're me and we're you. Watermelon sugar pride. Watermelon sugar pride. Watermelon sugar pride.
I want to tell y'all something, and
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls wear their negative COVID tests as earrings.
Me coming up to you at a party.
Dr. Fauci, give me that ouchie. I want it in my body.
If you are thin and you post those body positivity photos, I want you to feel embarrassed.
Hi. Okay. My name is Darby. I just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. And I want to read you this poster that I have, and I have a couple other things to say. They're not necessarily questions, but I would like to hear what you do have to say about them. So my poster reads, life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies.
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus.
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
That's like saying. That's like saying. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, because trees are living. Trees grow because trees are living.
Hey, I don't want to have to bear the child of my rapist, who, hey, by the way, walks free on this campus. Yeah. And he raped me in high school. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's a real shocker. And please do not say, oh, I am sorry that you were raped. I am sorry that that happened to you.
I am sorry that you were a victim of sexual assault.
Didn't I just say?
Did you just say to not say that?
I am sorry that you are a victim of sexual assault and you've had to survive that. And I can't think of any, excuse me.
Shit happens. People become pregnant. People are raped. And the fact that you can sit here and say that the rapist baby, the seed or whatever you want to call it, the baby that's still in your belly and that it's not born yet, that you should be forced to have that, it's disgusting. And the fact that you can come over here and have an entire career based off of this, and I'm not done speaking, and then you can sit here in front of my friend who was a victim of rape and say that she should have that baby, it's disgusting. And you should be damn ashamed of yourself, and I don't believe that, and I'm not gonna fight until people like you do not have a place to come on here on my campus that I paid a school to go to and spew your fucking lies.
Well, I believe in the First Amendment. Do you believe in the First Amendment?
Do you?
Do you believe in the First Amendment? I've allowed you to sit here and scream at me for an hour and a half and
I'm saying I don't believe that you should have the right to take away my access to a clean, safe abortion as a human right. I have the right to have the autonomy over my own body. You have the right to your autonomy over your own body. We both get knocked up, have sex, both of us pregnant. You want to abort it? You don't want to abort it? Your decision. If I want to abort it, I'm gonna fucking do that. Okay. So who are you to sit here and tell me
I don't want to own a slave, but you want to own a slave. Am I supposed to just sit around and say that?
Do not sit here in front of a microphone and compare owning a slave to me, you white fucking bitch. You have no idea to sit here and say this shit to me.
Ma'am, that is the argument you just made.
No, it's not. No, it is not. That is your incorrect interpretation. That is a logical fallacy. You think you can sit here and go ring around the rosy with me?
Are you done with your question? Because you asked me like.
You haven't answered anything. You've actually just made a statement and completely deterred my argument in a completely different way. Oh, do you think that you can own a slave? If I want to own a slave, can I own a slave? How can you sit here with a straight face and say that to me? How is you not embarrassed of yourself?
Do you want me to answer the question? How can you sit here and deny biology?
How can you sit here and deny biology? I'm going to ask you the same question.
Do you want me to answer your questions? If you will sit down, I will answer your question.
I'm going to stand right here and I want you to tell me how you think it's okay to compare owning a slave to having an abortion. It is not even in the same ballpark.
Yes. Because
white people were not seen as people in this country.
Yes,
they were
just like what you've done time and time again tonight to an unborn child. You have argued.
Unborn child, not living. Black people already existed submissive. They were born.
Unborn
They were
children are
like
living,
literally
ma'am.
born into slavery.
Would you like me to answer your questions? I can't answer if you keep screaming at me. Do you want me to answer your questions?
I'm waiting.
Are you going to stop
Are
talking?
you going to answer my question?
Yes.
Or are you going to sit here and look stupid? I'm quiet right now. I'm quiet.
This is why we have the First Amendment, so they can
Am I
do this.
speaking?
So, no. When we talk about abortion, we talk about the living human being that's present inside of a mother's womb. Biology confirms this fact. This is not a religious belief that I hold. This is a scientific fact. The law of biogenesis says like begets like. We know the definition of life, and we know what's inside of a mother is living because that child is growing. You can call the child a fetus, a clump of cells, whatever, but the fact is that entity, which is a member of our human species, because two humans can't reproduce anything other besides a human, is in fact alive. The arguments that you're making to support your extremist beliefs to justify
It's not extremist. It's basic human right that you're trying to take away from me.
Doesn't have value. The argument you're trying to and failing to make, in the argument that you really
You don't get to sit here and tell me what my argument is. If you want to answer my question, then answer my question.
Ma'am, you said you'd be quiet.
Answer the question.
The argument you're failing to make, and what your argument you should be making, is that you believe that the human inside of the womb has less value than a woman, and that certain people get
Yes,
to decide.
it does, because it's her body, her choice.
Exactly.
Her body, exactly. Her body, her choice.
Ma'am, that is your argument.
Sorry.
It is not that it's not a human being or that's living, because that's flat out denying biology. We know it's living, and we know it's a human being.
What else would
What
it
you're
be?
arguing is that child doesn't have the same right to life as his or her mother, because you have decided, and what you said during your comments was that if I got pregnant and chose not to have an abortion, I can do that, but you can choose to have abortion because the mother gets to decide the value of that person.
The mother, it's the mother's child. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You're not letting me answer the question. That's exactly what
Shut up.
happened. That's exactly what happened in pre-Civil War America. You could choose to assign value to Black Americans depending on what you felt like. You could say, oh, I am against slavery because I know these people are human beings that have value and no one has the right to own another human person. But if I was a plantation owner in the South, I could say, yeah, they have some value, but they don't have full value because I deem it. It's a slippery slope. And that is not, by the way, that is not a religious belief. This is a scientific belief that this is a human being. Where we can differ on our belief is the value we assign. No, there's other people behind you.
I have actually one more question to ask, and she said I could ask a question
That is the
before I leave.
actual debatable question here today.
No,
is what
it's
is
not.
the value we assign to human beings in the womb? Does a human being in the womb have the same value,
are you gonna
the
stop
same
going
right
round
to
and
life
around and around
as
and
other
repeating
people,
yourself?
or do they not? That is the true pro-abortion argument. That if you would have taken an hour to research, you could have come and made. But you failed
Can
to
I
do
ask
that
my
because
question
you denied
now?
biology.
Can I
Next
ask my
person.
question
No, you
now?
can get behind the line. Back the
You
line.
can sit here and
You can
like
get in the
try
back
and
of the line. She's
create
been
this
waiting
argument and idea that you have of what we believe in and push it back in my face, but it's not going to work. Your
You
little
can get in the back of the line.
logical fallacy, ring around the rosy, will not work on us. You disgust me, and if
All right, she's been
biology.
waiting to speak, ma'am. You're not allowed.